So I have another project to do. This is one I'm actually really excited about, this one, because I've really wanted to have a place to wash my hands in here, but I never do because there's no plumbing out here. There's not even electricity, but I have an extension cord ran from the house, and then it's all joined up here, and I kind of power everything out of that. I don't love doing that, but I don't really have another choice. But for the water, obviously not going to get plumbing ran out here. I'm probably not going to be here too much longer, but for now, I have a plan, and that's to build a gravity sink. So just like a water tower, the water will be stored above, and then it'll come down, and then the pressure off of that should have enough pressure to go into the sink and then be able to wash my hands in there. And I'm going to be trying to do this for as cheap as possible. In my situation, it is going to be super cheap because I have the sink and I have the water storage already. So right now I'm going to measure up for the size of the hoses that I'm going to get ran and the fittings and stuff like that, and I'm going to run and grab those. And I'm also going to grab a respirator because I need to finish this and sand that, and I don't really want to be breathing in that stuff. So then after I grab that stuff, we'll go over what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do everything and lay it out. Really excited. Hopefully this works exactly how I want it to. But yeah, I'm going to go grab that stuff now. I went ahead and picked some stuff up now. I should have pretty much everything I need. I really hope this works because this seems like a really small hole. Hopefully that'll just... So yeah, this is literally perfect. This is exactly what I want. I mean, it's really big, but that's pretty much exactly what I wanted. Really have no idea what I'm doing with this stuff. Okay. I'm gonna start by cleaning this stuff up before I do anything. So gonna clean all this up, bleach it, scrub it with a magic eraser, see if I can clean that. This has been sitting outside with cows walking around it and stuff like that, so it's obviously really dirty. The inside's clean though. I don't know how that would even get dirty if you tried. Gotta get some new fittings for this. Gonna make a list. It's 27.5 gallons. There was actually another one that was about 50, I think, something like that. It was way longer, a little bit more narrow. That would have just been too much weight for my liking. I really don't want to have a ton of weight up here, and this one works perfectly. I'll just have to fill it up a little bit more often, but honestly, it'll do the same thing. So this came right out of a camper. I think it's a little bit nicer than putting a 55-gallon drum up there. Also because you have it more spread out rather than having it super high up there. You can span the weight across whatever you're putting it on rather than just having it set on one thing. I don't know. I guess the smaller the hole, the more water pressure, because this is the hole that actually originally went into the sink. So I got 13 foot of hose I measured. Hopefully that should be good enough. Again, we can just go back. I live right next to the hardware store. So if this isn't right, we'll just go pick up some more stuff. But yeah, I got the supplies. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clean everything up. Like I said, that was sitting outside. This needs cleaned up. Gonna go ahead and clean that up. Try to get these bolts off because they were seized on there, super rusty. Gonna go ahead and clean everything up, sand that down, and get ready to start installing everything. Okay, now that I got this stuff cleaned up, it's time to actually install the fittings. This cleaned up really nicely, actually. It's super nice, and this one it was okay. I guess it's not as new as I thought it was. There's a lot of paint in here, so definitely been used, but it's gonna be in the garage, so it really doesn't matter. New to me. So this is pretty much everything I picked up for this project. A bunch of fittings. This is a lot more expensive than I thought it is, but it's still way cheaper than it would be to, you know, have to buy all that too. I would have not gotten into this with all that stuff if I would have known how much it cost, but this price is fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put the fittings in here. I think this is what I'm gonna use for the actual water to come out, since it's the rightmost corner and there's not a plug on the bottom. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm going to take these plugs right here and plug these holes, one here and there's one over here. I don't know how tight these need to go in. This one probably doesn't even need to go in tight at all. I'll just give it half a turn after it's tight, since that one's up there. It's tight. I'm gonna do half a turn. Again, I'm pretty sure that's not gonna leak anyway. And the last one, this is actually gonna be where it's gonna drain. So instead of it just sitting flat up there, am I gonna have it at an angle kind of to where it leans towards me, and then it's also leaning like this, so it leans kind of like that. You know, these were a lot more expensive than I thought. All this stuff, I thought it would be a couple cents maybe per, but it's way more expensive than that. I can't move anything, man. I don't know. It's a mess in here. God, this fan is so great for hot days. So what I'm thinking is I need a light. This is gonna be sketchy, but I've done sketchier. Oh my God. I was just talking so highly of this light, and then I go and I put my first little dent in it. What a shame. Idiocy. Oh, hello. My head is literally straight through this hole. What? It's literally straight through that. Okay. A lot of the weight will be on the wall, and that's exactly what I wanted. So this honestly kind of plays out perfectly, right how it is. I'll just throw it up there, and I'll explain what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and get our hose on there first. I don't even know if we need these clamps because of how tight that hose goes on there. I'm actually gonna leave this little receipt on there in case I end up not wanting to use them. But I got 13 foot of hose. It's probably far more than enough, but I made sure to get plenty. Well, heat would probably work a little better. There's absolutely no way I need this fitting. So for the on and off, instead of using any actual knob on the sink, we're gonna be using this on and off valve. Just go ahead and pull and push that. And what we're gonna do is I believe we're gonna attach this to something on the ground. That way you can kind of kick it on and off with your foot so that you don't have to touch the sink and get something dirty while you're trying to turn it on, and it just kind of makes it easier. Okay, so now that we got our hose on, we're gonna go back up here and we're going to, I don't know, we're gonna push this over here and pull it down so that we have some weight on. I honestly might just build this up a little bit more. Those lights I installed a while back in a video, one of the bulbs went on that light bar, and it's kind of annoying, but there is a 5-year warranty on them. They did say they would replace it, so I guess for the price, that's still pretty good. 5-year warranty is pretty good. These GoPro videos are kind of a pain to edit because I just don't stop recording. I really like filming them though. They're really easy to it's easy to just talk. Like that's pretty much all I'm doing. Since I've got a head mount, it's pretty much just talking. I hope they're as enjoyable to watch as they are to film. That would be nice because they're super easy. I could also change that fitting one day and run a attachment to the hose down here or outside and be able to do it that way. Ooh, honk. Oh yeah, man. Send it. It's awful sounding. Sounds horrible. Okay, so I plan to put this giant board under it. This is actually really light for being such a big board. I'm so used to treated lumber. Let's see if we can go up and throw this up there. Oh, I can't really move that much. It was teetering back and forth. Now that would be why. There we go. That gives us another board. Here we go. Just gonna slide the, oh my gosh, I really need to check to make sure it's secure before I start doing that. Oh my God. Okay, triple checked, we're secure now. We got a 2x4. And that's almost perfect size. Put that on there. Actually, I don't even need to screw those in because it's there. Wow. Again, it's all just working out. Nice, that's literally exactly how I want it. Maybe we run this over here and then down behind that would probably be the best idea. Just gonna throw it in here for a test fit. Now I do, oh nice, there go all the lights. I will probably end up moving this electric because I don't want the water super close to the electric in case there were to be a leak. Again, I don't think it's gonna leak. There's our sink. Nice, that is amazing. Gonna have to find a new spot for the shop vac though. That needs a new home. And this will be our drain bucket. One thing that I don't know if I got right. This is the actual faucet hose, and I couldn't find something to screw onto that, so I don't know if this is too small, but this is gonna hook up right into this. I think to get this to work, I should always just have to keep that on. These bits suck. Awful. If I can do it like this, I can for sure do it on the ground like that. Oh, these screws also are so bad. A lot of them are not well quality controlled, and they have paint in the holes. I'm sure I could just clamp that to it, but clamps would probably work better. Tighten it up a little bit. I'm gonna cut here. Should leave us a little bit extra. Well, the GoPro died, like it always does. I got this wired in, or not wired. I got this ran through here and into the drain. Went ahead and duct taped that drain to itself so that it actually flows right into that. And now we have to test it out. We're gonna fill up water in it and we're ready to test it. Yeah, a fill port on here so that I could just put this and leave it would probably be best, because this is gonna take a while to fill. So the water level is actually above that fitting, but I don't see any water in this line. I wonder why. So, yeah, there's nothing in here. If I flip this valve, still nothing. Oh. I mean, that's water pressure. That's good enough. That is actually, I mean, it's more than what it looks like it is. It's enough to like wash my hands. Yeah, so I guess it kind of just purged the air out of that at first, and then it actually ran through it. I mean, what the heck? It works. I didn't expect it to actually work. That's cool. I've got water in here now. That's just amazing. That's awesome. It's really cool. How much water we got in here? I honestly could have just used this and I wouldn't have had to get a valve. So if anybody's looking to do this, you don't need the valve. You can use this. I just would have had to, well, I can use it actually. You just skip the valve part and you got this, and that would have saved you what? Those are $4 and that's about $7. That's about $10 you would have saved right there just from skipping that step. And I could have done that, but I was trying to come up with an excuse, but honestly, I don't know why I didn't do that. I'm probably just gonna paint these legs off camera, and that'll be in another, just probably see it in another video. It'll look a little bit cleaner, but it is just an old shop sink, so I'm gonna fix the legs in there a little bit better too. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, it really doesn't drain in there violently at all. Like, it's not splashing. The only time it would splash is when it's to the top, and I mean, it'll probably be empty before it's to the top. So, can discard this, don't need this. So this really wasn't that expensive to do, and it's honestly super doable. Literally the biggest expense I had was this valve right here. I didn't even realize until now. This was $13. That was a huge chunk of this. And like I said, you don't even need to do it. That was almost half of the entire project. That valve alone was $13, and then both those fittings were $4.78. So that's almost $18 just to that. And this whole project was $35 with everything that I used. I'm gonna return those clamps and that pipe, and then that'll give me $16 back or something like that. This tubing was only about $8 for 13 foot of tubing. And then a couple fittings that I needed in there to plug up those holes. That was probably another $4 or around $5. So I could have even spent less. I could have plugged those with something else and it would have been cheaper, but I was gonna try to do it for under $20, and I was there and I was looking at the prices of stuff, and I ended up spending a lot more than I wanted to, but I actually am not too far over, and I could have done it for under $20. That's honestly kind of impressive to me. Now I have actual working water here in my garage, and I'm not gonna have to run inside every time I wanna wash my hands off, which is super amazing. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.